Welcome! Hey guys, and welcome to the Omniverse of Nick, and part 16 to What If Mercenary Tao Turned Good. Before we get started, be sure to check out the Omniverse's homepage, where our channel mascot Omni will direct you to the Discord, both Google Docs, and everything else the Omniverse has to offer, along with smashing the like button, subscribing to the Omniverse of Nick, sharing the Omniverse around, and turning on all notifications to stay tuned for everything for the Omniverse, and commenting future requests and expectations for the remainder of this year and onward in the comments section. With all that said, let's begin. We open up where we ended off last time. King Cold, Cooler, and Frieza all make their way towards Yardret, but they're not going in just because Cooler's there. They're actually cohesively thinking of another plan. And soon enough, they get to planet Yardret and begin the attack. Goku goes Super Saiyan, and everybody else backs him up. Frieza just smiles at Goku and says, well, we finally found your little hiding place. And he says to Goku that you should have just made sure that I was dead before you decided to steal my wish and wish back your friends and then escape to this little planet. Who knows? You might have known that we were alive the entire time. But don't think that my father and my brother are the only things that are going to help me get my revenge against you. And then Cooler proceeds to transform into his fifth form. And then Frieza transforms into a fifth form. And then King Cold transforms into a fifth form. Now, I am making it so that Cooler teaches them on the way to Yardret about the augmentation form, the fifth form. And, of course, Frieza did not know this. But it is to be argued whether or not King Cold knew about this, Dragon Ball Multiverse aside and all that stuff. But whether or not, and even if he didn't or did, doesn't matter. Because, whole Android thing, I could have just brought it up there. So I'm just going to put it in the fact that Cooler teaches both his own father and Frieza the fifth form, which makes more sense considering Cooler's whole story and getting the fifth form in the first place. So honestly, it's a better outing that he just teaches them on the way. Goku is in a mastered state of Super Saiyan, unlocking it and travailing through intense training while at least going on to the instant transmission, because all the other stuff he wasn't down for that, like canon. So he goes against Frieza, Cooler, and fights the both of them head on in Super Saiyan. But King Cold, he has a different plan. So he looks back at his two sons fighting together against the Super Saiyan. And he's quite proud of where this alliance with his former son Cooler has actually gotten them. So, King Cold will take care of the small fry. Raditz, even after unlocking his own Super Saiyan, he is no kind of match for the King's onslaught. Tao, through all his training and everything, is just no match either. Piccolo then goes for his giant form, and then Yamcha, through his Yardratian training, uses a spiritualized wolf kind of avatar transformation, and this would be a complete embodiment of what Yamcha should have gotten. Think of it as the avatar we saw from the manga, the Mastered Ultra Instinct one for Goku, but Yamcha has fully transformed into a wolf variant Avatar-like thing. And with your Dradian training and how Yamcha's gone, can't say this wouldn't happen. Like, come on. And in response, King Cold just proceeds to power up more. And so much so, he transforms into sixth form. So, I'm making it that King Cold, like from Dragon Ball Multiverse, and even if he learns it in this story a much different way, and obviously everything like that, that he exceeds the fifth form, especially. It's not a Saiyan Zenkai or anything, but him being the father of these two, you gotta give him a, you know, King Cold deserves a much better upgrade, in my opinion, from how lackluster he was in canon. That's why I've given him so much respect in the Omniverse. With this sixth form, he launches Death Saucer after Death Saucer, and he kills everybody. Goku, infuriatingly, roars past Mastered Super Saiyan, almost going to Super Saiyan 2. And his roar, gaze, and fury is aimed at all the three tyrants. He rushes forward and delivers a sledgehammering left fist straight into Frieza's stomach, making him collapse and back into his fourth form. And then Cooler tries his hand at a punch, but it does nothing. Goku launches forward and punches Cooler, and he reverts to his fourth form, but then he says, "Did you think I was done?" He snaps his fingers, and Cooler's armored squadron comes out, but Goku just instantly blasts them. Then, King Cold. This is the most ferocious fight, but all it takes from Goku is just a few blows. And I'm taking this from a lot of media that Goku in the future was fighting against King Cold and Mecha Frieza. And you'll understand more about why I'm doing this after what happens during this whole thing. But King Cold's crippled on the ground too, and he begs Goku to spare his and his family's lives. But Goku says, "How many trillions of lives did your family kill? Especially mine. And you threatened my home, and now you all want life to be saved for you?" And he roars with his aura flaring up and says, "You and your family turn my stomach!" And he uses an angry Kamehameha, and Frieza, Cooler, and King Cold are all killed. Master Pubara is very, very impressed with all the group's training and says, "Planet Namek is still an available option for you, considering the space of it, and my link and help will get you there to wish back your friends. Earth is still a bit of a trip. Namek is much closer than you hope to get." And he thanks Goku for saving his planet and for being a really good student and, everything. So, everyone gets back to Earth, they're wished back, yada yada. But then 3 years go by. Because remember, we haven't gotten the 3-year time skip for the androids. So 3 years go by, and Goku dies of the heart virus. Raditz and Tao, who now spots a green and orange gi back to his, attire. First, we all know how it went. Blue, and then orange, and then the armor, and then upgraded armor, and then Yardrat, and now he spots a Shenron sort of look for his robes. And then we get a 7-year time skip. So we're getting 2 time skips back to back. Because remember, there's no androids, no time travel, so nothing can happen. Raditz ascends Super Saiyan 2, and he gets right on the field of Super Saiyan 3. Tao unlocks past Kaioken times 100 and is close to completely mastering Kaioken. Yamcha learns how to use the spiritualized Avatar Wolf transformation as an avatar to enhance his own powers, to use it as a much different means, like Goku in the manga. Krillin is obviously still a thing here, and he gets a lot stronger along this way. And Gohan, we get the future Gohan look, as I've talked about in the last story with Zombie Goku and everything like that. It's just better set that Gohan is like this, and a much better and developed Gohan, true to the Z Fighter name and Goku, and him still being the master to Piccolo, but now their relationship is actually getting balanced because of all of what's happened. Piccolo fuses with Kami because even though we have a young Kami, Kami feels that he has done pretty much everything he is meant to do. So he fuses with Piccolo, so now Piccolo is the, nameless Namekian. And yes, Dende is still going to become a thing. Gohan unlocks Super Saiyan 2, and Upa gets Kaioken times 100, but he's not mastering Kaioken, not just yet. Goku eventually calls him one day, whenever a tournament is closing in, and says that he will be there for a day to see everybody. And also, Trunks and Goten don't exist. So we're not getting Goten and Trunks at all in the story. For once, future Gohan and Videl, though, that's still going to happen. And it's going to be the first time that we see it pretty much ever happen. Krillin beats Pintar. Piccolo beats Shin, or he fights, or, he does what he does in canon with Shin. Or Nahar, whatever you want to call him. Videl gets utterly whomped by Spopovich. Gohan intercepts with Super Saiyan. And then, against Kibito, uses Super Saiyan 2. And Yamu and Spopovich still come in to drain his energy. And Shin and Kibito explain everything more or less along the way as everyone goes towards the ship. They arrive at the ship. Spopovich and Yamu are both killed. And Deborah kills Kibito. But just then, 2 special beam cannons impale Deborah right on sight. Gohan and Piccolo are the cause of this. And then Raditz uses a Super Saiyan 2 blast, and this kills Deborah. If he wasn't dead before, he is definitely dead now. Goku is very surprised and happy and proud of our group's whole development in the story. Tao is definitely impressed by everything that has been going on, that they were able to handle themselves against the Demon King, and that he's able to even see Goku proud of them and here again with them, because obviously they have history. Goku, by the way, he talks with Upa extensively and learns about his whole deal, and it's really a lot to notice and talk about. And of course, Raditz and Goku have their brother moment and everything like that. But Shin says this is no time to be celebrating. They might have defeated Deborah, but the fight is far from over. Tao is the first to fight, and he just utterly kills Pui Pui. Goku beats Yakon the same way, and with nobody else, Babidi is absolutely no kind of match. And since Gohan's energy is all that would have been able to be transferred into Buu, Buu is not getting resurrected. So, Buu's ball is not going to be forgotten about here. Unlike the whole Daima thing with the zombie Goku tail, this time it's actually going to be put into action, like many of stories I've done and other people have done, that Shin and Kibito directly take it to Beerus, but obviously they're not going to tell the group about Beerus. And as for Elder Kai, I'm just going to say this right now. Elder Kai is not happening in this story. Why is he not getting released here, and why is no one getting the Z Sword? Well, if I did do that, it would have to be Gohan. And honestly, I can't really give Gohan Mystic again in the same situation. Because if I did that, spoiler alert, he would be exactly like Zombie Goku and the whole 5 and Mystic Beast combination, Super Saiyan 4. Gohan is not the main focus of this story. And if I did this, it would take away from the fact that Tao and the developments with him and Upa and Goku are the main focus of the story. So, spoiler alerts, for the first time in my stories, Elder Kai is not going to be unlocked from the Z Sword. And if he is, then it's given to someone who I think would just honestly, it would make sense for someone like Tao or something like that. Trust me, it's not really consequential to the story for Elder Kai to be in it, because it's just not a story that sees him doing anything in the long run. So I figured I would just let you guys know that Elder Kai is not going to become a thing in this story. Goku goes back to Otherworld, and Daima starts. But just like the Zombie Goku one, is going to be without Goku, without Elder Kai, and with a much different angle heading into Super afterwards. So where will Tao's redemption tale go from here? Stay tuned.
Now get out!
What?
Get out! Everybody get out!